Attention passionate Seattle Seahawks fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Seattle Seahawks' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Seattle Seahawks fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Seattle SEAHAWKS fans. Let's get to the news all right, folks. This is one of those rumors that has the potential to shake up the entire NFC West, and maybe even the entire league. Word around the league circles is that the Vikings might be open to trading Justin Jefferson, one of the most explosive wide receivers in the game today, and that the Seahawks are at the center of this storm. Now I know what you're thinking, Justin Jefferson in Seahawks green? It sounds almost too good to be true, but the whispers are growing louder and the logic behind it is undeniable. The Vikings, sitting at 7-8, are in a tricky spot. They're still mathematically alive, but they're also in rebuild mode, especially after some tough injuries and a lackluster offensive season. They're about to face some tough decisions, and a trade involving Jefferson could be on the table, especially considering their cap situation and the need for future picks to rebuild the roster. Sources close to the league say the Vikings are looking for cap relief and draft capital, particularly on the offensive line, which has struggled all season, allowing 32 sacks and failing to give Kirk Cousins the protection he needs. With just a few weeks left in the season, the Vikings are reportedly looking at options that can help them reset quickly. Meanwhile, Jefferson, who has been a top-tier receiver since entering the league in 2020, is seen as the franchise's brightest star, a real game-changer who can transform any offense he's part of. He's not just a deep threat, he's a route-running wizard, a guy who can create mismatches all over the field, and a player who can turn a game around in a flash. Jefferson's stats this season are nothing short of elite. He's currently sitting at 92 receptions through 15 games, amassing over 420 yards and 12 touchdowns. That's an average of nearly 4 yards per reception, and according to PFF, he's among the top in the league in receiving grade at 88. 6, with a yards per route run of 3.4, that's elite territory, folks. He's forcing defenses to respect every route, forcing 28 missed tackles and generating over 600 yards after the catch. His ability to rack up yards after the catch makes him a nightmare for defenses, and his consistency is remarkable considering he's only missed one game this year, due to a minor ankle sprain. Comparing him to the greats, he's showing flashes of Randy Moss in his prime. His average separation of 2.8 yards per route is helping turn the Vikings into one of the most explosive offenses in the league, increasing their explosive plays rate by around 16%. Now, why would the Vikings even consider moving Jefferson? Well, it's a matter of cap space and future planning. With just $14 million under the cap, they need to make some tough choices. They're eyeing extensions for young players like Jordan Addison, their promising rookie receiver, and need to address their weak defensive line, which is allowing too many sacks. The trade would bring in draft picks to help usher in a youth movement, especially on the offensive line, which is a priority for them now. Some reports suggest there's internal tension, with Jefferson's camp reportedly requesting a trade through his agent, signaling that he's ready for a new chapter elsewhere. If this trade were to happen, the impact on the Seahawks would be nothing short of historic. Adding Jefferson to a receiving core already featuring DK Metcalf would instantly make the Seahawks' offense a nightmare for defenses. Imagine Jefferson's route running, combined with Metcalf's size and speed, creating mismatches all over the field. The Seahawks' passing yards would skyrocket, with projections showing an increase of around 32%, jumping from an average of 242 yards per game to over 320 yards. That kind of explosive passing game would open up all sorts of options inside the red zone, boosting their TD percentage from roughly 58% to nearly 72%. It's a game changer. With Jefferson stretching the field, defenses would be forced to dedicate more resources to cover him, opening up lanes for Lockett and other receivers. The Seahawks' offense would become more dynamic, more unpredictable, and far more lethal. Not only that, but Jefferson's ability to create big plays against man coverage would turn third-and-long situations into automatic first downs. His history of big yardage games, like his 162 yards and 2 touchdowns against the Bears in Week 12, proves he's a clutch performer. His minimal injury history this year makes him even more attractive, especially compared to other stars who have battled injuries. Jefferson's style and production remind many of Stephon Diggs during his Bills days, a true game breaker. Now, let's talk about what this means for the Seahawks' Super Bowl chances. According to betting odds, the Seahawks' chances of winning the Super Bowl could jump from around plus 800 to plus 400 with the addition of Jefferson. That's a massive shift, making them serious contenders in the NFC, especially if they can keep their defense solid and get their offense firing on all cylinders. Jefferson would not only boost their passing game, but also elevate the entire team's confidence and explosiveness. With him on board, the Seahawks could be looking at a postseason that's not just hopeful but downright dangerous. Pairing Jefferson with Metcalf would give opposing defenses nightmares, especially in high-pressure playoff situations, where big plays and clutch receptions are everything. And let's not forget the playoff implications. Jefferson's presence would be a key factor in matchups against divisional rivals like the 49ers and Rams. His ability to create mismatches and make contested catches would be vital in tight games, especially as defenses tighten up in the postseason. His history of big-game performances and his knack for producing when it counts the most make him a perfect fit for the Seahawks' playoff aspirations. His addition could turn the Seahawks into a team that no opponent wants to face late in the year. Of course, this is still a rumor, and nothing is set in stone yet. The Vikings might decide to hold on to Jefferson if they believe they can make a playoff push, or they might prefer to trade him for draft capital and rebuild. But the possibility alone is enough to excite Seahawks fans everywhere. It's a move that could define the next era of Seahawks football, a team that's not just trying to make the playoffs, but aiming for Lombardi trophies. Imagine seeing Jefferson in that iconic navy and green, making those impossible catches, running past defenders, and celebrating in the end zone. That's the kind of offensive revolution that could be on the horizon. The Seahawks have already shown they're a team on the rise, with a strong defense and a versatile offense led by Geno Smith and DK Metcalf. But adding a player like Jefferson would elevate the entire operation to a new level. It would send shockwaves through the league and signal that Seattle is serious about competing for championships now and in the future. The coaching staff, led by Pete Carroll, has always been about building a team with a strong culture and a relentless drive. Adding Jefferson would be the ultimate piece to complete that puzzle. So if this trade does happen, it could be the catalyst for a Seahawks dynasty, reminiscent of the glory days of the 70s Steelers or the early 2000s Patriots. It's a bold move, but one that makes total sense given the current landscape of the league. The Seahawks could become a team that not only contends but dominates, especially if they leverage their offensive firepower correctly. Fans, buckle up. This offseason could be one of the most exciting in Seahawks history, and Justin Jefferson might just be the game changer we've all been waiting for. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Seattle Seahawks news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Looking ahead, the Seahawks front office will have some tough decisions to make, but if they can pull off this move, it could redefine their future. With Jefferson in the fold, the Seahawks' offensive scheme would evolve into something much more explosive, capable of matching the league's best. The chemistry with Geno Smith would thrive, and the entire offense would benefit from Jefferson's ability to create space, make contested catches, and turn plays into big gains. And let's talk about the wider NFC picture. The 49ers, Eagles, and Cowboys are all loaded with talent, but the Seahawks could now match or even surpass many of these teams if they pull off this trade. Their defense has been playing at a high level, and with an upgraded offense, they could become the team to beat in the NFC. The playoff road would be tough, but with Jefferson, their chances of making a deep run increase exponentially. It's the kind of move that keeps fans dreaming of a Super Bowl parade in Seattle. And honestly, it's not just wishful thinking. It's within reach if everything aligns just right. In conclusion, the potential trade of Justin Jefferson to the Seahawks is one of those blockbuster scenarios that could change everything. It's a move that combines star power with strategic necessity, addressing the team's needs while also giving them a shot at the ultimate prize. For us Seahawks fans, this is the kind of news that sparks hope and excitement, reminding us that the best is yet to come. We've been through tough seasons, but this kind of upgrade could turn our team into a legitimate Super Bowl contender, and honestly, I can't wait to see what the future holds. And now, Seattle Seahawks fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Seattle Seahawks. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Seattle Seahawks news.